2 straight wins there for that DKLE team. Doing very well for themselves.
The winners semi-final or winners bracket finals, I suppose it would be.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I think it would be winners bracket finals order.
Yeah, bracket finals. So that's good for them. I mean, they're pretty much almost guaranteed money. If they win one, guaranteed money.
Yeah.
Any one more, they just get. So that's really good for them. So they've put themselves in a great advantage position, and unfortunately for the RLS, they're dropping down to the loser bracket. But I mean, they definitely show a lot of potential. I mean, I think if they just kind of tuned up some things against that team, they'll do a lot better. I mean, that death at the end was kind of definitely, wasn't
a bit surprising.
It was a surprising death for sure. The Warlock was just, he was kind of like slowly dipping down, and then the DK must have stolen a Hex from the Shaman, trinketed it, put it on him, and just killed him by himself. So impressive play by the DK, but kind of tuned up some things. I guess kind of a misplay by the RLS.
Yeah. A bit surprising. that he died like that, but I didn't see him use the gateway or anything. It seemed I don't think he expected to die like that either. Maybe it was a soul reaper crit or something. But anyway, regardless, it did happen. I'm not sure. I was told initially that was the last match today, but okay, never mind. So we're gonna have one more. So I think we're gonna do the
Trillace team against the Monk.
Their winner match. I think so.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so it is going to be WLS versus the Monk TSG, and yeah.
I feel like this is definitely a hard match for the WLS. I feel like WLS is disadvantaged in this matchup. Comp-wise anyways, but they are really great players, so we'll have to see. I feel like what they're going to either need to do is they're going to have to really push for those full fears, and when they get those full fears, they're really going to have to push for the pressure during that time window, because it's going to be hard to get those full fears, but once they do come out, that's when they're going to have their opportunity to get a kill on one of the DPS. And I feel like the most effective DPS to train, I don't even know, maybe just switching back and forth because Warrior has the potential to do, but rooting the DK is really good with Hamstring, constantly keeping him slowed because he has no really big gap closer like a Warrior does, like charge and stuff, but Warrior I think will take more damage than the DK overall, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I think hitting both is good. Like, I think that they probably are going to hit both and just see like who gets into bad spots and who gets lower and stuff like that. We'll see if they're going to be able to get anything done, though. I think it's going to be very, very tough to actually get a kill on it, because I mean, yeah, they don't. It's tough to choose like who do you go on as a target here. This is WLS. It's like there's no. Yeah, obviously there are targets, but there's nothing like that's like really kind of like, oh, obviously just kill this. Whereas for this Monk TSG, they can slay the Shaman pretty hard, man. They could also go on the Warlock, but I mean, having seen their first match, I think that they're probably just going to be running at Hexer the whole time.
Yeah, I think so too, and I mean that's honestly the best strategy that they have to go. That's like going for them. So yeah.
By the way, guys, do head on over and register on ProGameX.com. You can win free playtime with professional gamers if you do that now. So ProGameX.com. Go check that out, and the match is going to be starting up. We're going to see how this is going to go down. There's the leap, but he is going to get stopped on that. Do you even not able to actually get in there for that stop on the gateway? And Blukstack actually going to be the target for now. They may make a swap over onto Hexer soon, but we'll see. And for now, actually, they're just going to be sitting onto the back of him. So Trillace is going to be sitting on the back of this Warrior, a little Warrior on Warrior action. And DU even actually taking quite a bit of damage here. Dr. Franken, okay, the frames are just not updated. I was wondering, but they are going to be going over onto the Shaman. I do believe it looks like that is who Dr. Franken's sitting on. So yeah, he is going to be sitting on the Shaman, and we do see that the fear did come down there. The Ascendance NS has to come out here from Hexer. Hexer is going to have to gate out of there as well. Will the Warrior be able to get... Yeah, there, look at that. He's instantly back on him. Didn't even get a global on the other side. Spearwalker's Grace going to be popped now as well for that aura mastery. Now the frames do update. Trilly actually getting very low. Trilly actually has to shield wall, but maybe not be enough. Trilly's actually down at 50k. He may die through the shield wall. He had to actually pop his rallying cry through the shield wall there. I'm not sure if he got caught in battle or what, but he is so low. And the Healing Tide going down there from Hexer. Hexer has topped himself back off, but Trily's still not out of the woods just yet. He needs to get out of there, man. We do see that he's at 100k. The dive by the sword comes up. There's a Dispel on that Soul Reaper. Trily's actually caught in a Fear right now. Actually, no, my mistake. That was Do even caught in that short Fear. But Trily taking a ton of damage there. The Healing Stream getting killed off immediately, and they're going to go right back onto Hexer, it looks like. Dr. Franken taking some damage, though, down to about 400k.
Yeah, really good job by this Monk TSG kind of capitalizing on the fact that Trily was just riding a dots when Hexer kind of leaped across the map and the warrior got to him right away, like just kind of asking for extra time. But we do see the full Hex coming out from Hexer. Really good job to get that full Hex on that Monk. We're going to have to see what they can do with this. But Hexer is the entire WLS team. I mean, they're just rotting more than this Monk team is. They're all at half health. We do see the Shockwave come out and the Stormbolt onto Hexer. I think this team actually is just tunneling onto Trily for right now because he has no more cooldowns left. I'm not sure if that's the best idea. I think the best thing to do is just kind of try to switch to him when he's in defensive stance and in a really bad position because the Shaman Gate's away or something. But they are just switching back over to Hexer. We do see the Soul Reaper going up. He's sitting around 200k, 176k. On the other hand, the Spear Link is going to be popped here. So there goes the Spear Link. The Fear coming out of the Warriors kind of break him up a little bit when they're all stacked on that Link. So good job by that for the Tremor coming out right away. Full disarm of the DK and Rallying Cry actually having to be popped by
BlukstackWLS though, dude. BlukstackWLS almost died there. He had the Dark Bargain in the air, and I mean the dot from this Dark Bargain is going to be big, and Hexer's really kind of starting to struggle. They have all gated across the map. Shunington was very low. Dr. Franken, on mana, he's got a little bit back from the Mana Tea, but he hasn't taken time to do too much yet. And they're going to go right back on Bluckstack. Remember, he doesn't have that Soul Link. He's just playing Dark Bargain, and he's going to pour it out of there. But he's 0 mana. He's 200k. The double Shockwave comes in. This could be it for Bluckstack. I think it's going to be it. He is going to go down. And Hexer unable to keep him alive. Bluckstack just had nothing left in the tank, and honestly, I think it's a big mistake playing Dark Bargain and not playing Soul Link with a Supremacy Pet here. I really think it's...
Yeah, I think so as well.
I mean, against this comp, I think that playing Supremacy Voidwalker with Soul Link is infinitely better if you get attacked at all, and it's just... It's so much more survivable. Like we saw how fast he died. He died instantly when they went onto him. He had to Dark Bargain and heal, and then as soon as they swapped right back onto him next, one Shockwave and he died. So
yeah, the extra health isn't going to do anything for him. He really needs the damage reduction because this Cleave team, if they tunnel into him for long enough, he's just going to end up going down. And I don't feel like if he does get that Voidwalker, tunneling the pet isn't going to be a viable option for this.
No, it's not.
For this team because Hexer, if they're tunneling the pet, I mean Hexer is just going to be able to push up for full hexes, and then Bloodstack's going to be on the Monk for fears. I mean they're going to be able to control the Monk a lot better than anything else. So I've never actually played with a Warlock that sacked his pet against a Monk TSG, and I never felt that it was really viable, especially when the Warrior's not even playing Blade Storm for AoE.
Yeah. And I mean the thing is, it's like if you do tunnel a Voidwalker, not that many people know this, I guess, but
it takes so much damage.
Yeah, it has a Void Shield that actually does massive DPS. Like your pet, if you tunnel it, will actually do like 10,000 DPS. Like it actually does a lot if you tunnel a Voidwalker. So I don't think it's that like viable of a strategy to tunnel the Voidwalker as a melee team. So, I'd like to see him make that swap. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Trily was asking me what I thought they should do against this team actually earlier, and we were talking about it. And I was saying I thought that they should go Voidwalker, and play Horde. And Trily, I think that's what Trily thought as well. But I think Bluckstack wanted to play Human, for the extra pressure, for the extra damage during his Demon Soul.
I think Orc is huge.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think Orc, Orc for this stun reduction is very big. You could play triple Orc with Supremacy, Voidwalker, and Soul Link. I think could make a really big difference for them. We'll see if they're going to be able to swap anything up here or not.
Definitely one of the hardest matchups for them in the whole tournament, though, for the WLS for sure. Definitely, I'd be scared fitting against that. I think they need to.
So would I.
They need to. I don't even know because MCS doesn't really do too much against the team either. So Voidwalker isn't. You're not losing all that much. You're kind of just gaining a damage reduction because MCS. I mean, you can't even lock out a heal. A Monk doesn't cast heals ever. Yeah. So
the only time they do is during their Aura Mastery. So.
Yeah, only during their Aura Mastery once they get one big heal out, and then from then on maybe they try to fake cast you but they never actually cast it. It's just a lie. So it's just gonna be a 3-second a blanket silence, and then it's nothing for 20 seconds. So I feel like definitely playing that Supremacy will help them a lot, and living at least. But I mean, it just looked very rough for the WLS to do anything.
Yeah, it definitely looked tough, but at the same time, they did get the DK really low. They forced out the last stand at least, the last stand. And I mean, the thing is, they were putting out enough pressure that they weren't the Manatees were having kind of some trouble using the Manatees and stuff like that. He was really low in mana. I think they could win. I think Orc will make a big difference. I think it helps a lot. I mean, The
Yeah.
disarm on DK is actually very nice as well from the Void Lord. Like it's actually quite
Yeah.
good. So we'll see. I see that Trile's on an Orc, so I think that they're going to try it out. I
That's
don't know.
good.
I don't know if they'll play. I don't know if they'll play Supremacy Voidwalker, if they're going to stay Dark Bargain or what. But they are at least looking like they're playing Orc.
Just even a shaman, like it's like infinitely harder to kill an orc shaman than it is to kill any other type of shaman, just because of that stun reduction. Chile's team hasn't joined the arena yet.
Okay, maybe they had to fix something. I mean, they're swapping over to different characters, so maybe they don't have the right.
Yeah, something they have to set up something, or
or
maybe
wrong
another
map
on
or
the
something
yeah.
like that, yeah. We'll see. We'll see if they join. If they don't, we can just remake it. This is the advantage of having the actual real client. You know, there are some issues with it, but we don't have to sit through and like make a war game and then queue it in and then die off and then someone didn't leave fast
Make a
enough.
countdown
And yeah, exactly. And then there's the frames are messed up and blah blah blah. So this makes it so much easier, which is really nice. Let's see what Chile says. Ready? Question mark. Z by bolt. And even. As soon as Chile is ready, we will get this queued up. Okay, I think he said they're ready now, so we are queuing it in. So it is going to be Tolveron Arena as the map choice. And Chile Bartome and his team, they are down a map. So we'll see if they're going to be able to get anything done.
I mean, sure they're down a map, and if they win this one, that's great. But they're gonna have to look forward to a ruins.
Yeah.
Of Lordaeron.
Yeah.
After this, so
yeah. I really felt like they kind of
really
needed
hard
to win the grand, man.
Yeah, because ruins is just infinitely helpless. Like this, we'll have to see what they can do. I mean, they're a great team, so we'll have to see. But ruins is just really difficult. But we're gonna be winning this game, and I really feel like playing with that supremacy. He is playing with the supremacy pet. We can see that in the corner, so that's really good for them. And I feel like if they actually do decide to go onto Bluckstack, full hexes is gonna have to see on the monk.
Yeah.
All the time, every cooldown, which is full hexes.
I think Observer is a little bit risky. You can start Observer and just soul around with Voidwalker though, so
Yeah.
maybe that's what he's gonna do. But
So
if he starts Observer and it dies and he soul burns an Observer, then I'm gonna be very scared for him.
Yeah, me too, because he doesn't have the extra health, and he's just going to be taking 20% more damage for like a whole minute, because they're not going to let him resummon a pet. There's no way this TFC will let that happen. They're too good for that.
Yeah, exactly. So he's going for the gateway. He's going to be able to get that off, no problem. And we'll see if that's going to be an issue. Actually, just a blanket CS into a fear onto Dr. Frank, which I think is fine, because like we said, there's nothing to CS on the monk anyway. We do have full dots already up onto Do You Even. He's going to pop his Racial, his Trinket proc, Demon Soul, everything is up. He's actually going to get caught in the Warrior Fear. He kind of needs to get Tremor out of this, to be honest, because this is his full cooldowns, and he had to sit through that full fear. Do You Even getting very low already, even through that. We do see that Shunitan, though, going to be able to get a lot of healing out now, and the Gargoyle is going to be popped here, and there's the grip onto Hexer. Hexer going to be pulled out here into the middle of the map, and he's going to be taking a ton of damage right now. He's down about half HP. We do see that he is already popping the Healing Tide. The Ring of Peace comes out. He's going to gate out of there. Will he actually be able to get a heal off with that gateway? He does. We do see that Zwen in hot pursuit. Now there's the Soulburn Void Lord, so he's going to make that swap, and I think that's the right one to do, when that pet does die off. Trulate taking quite a bit of damage here as well. Hexer still, I think he sealed himself back up. Yeah, he has. I think the frames are right and the targeted one is wrong, but he's going to get grip back into the map. He won't have gateway for quite some time. Double grip comes out. He's trying to get out of there. He's going to get asphyxiated, though, and he is at about half HP. Do You Even kind of just sitting onto the back of him right now, and we can see that Shunitan just kind of spamming out those healing orbs as much as he can, just kind of sitting back behind the pillar. The Shockwave comes out. The Spirit Link goes down there for the WLS, and they have a lot of work to do if they want to catch back up.
They have the most work in the world to do. Like, this monk team isn't letting up. We do see the full care going on Shunitan. He's choosing to sit that as his team is not in too much pressure. Chole does have to wall and throw the last in as well, so this WLS is just blowing through all their cooldowns. So Shaman's running out. He does still have all of his Trinket, which is going from him, but he doesn't have Link, he doesn't have NS, he's kind of out of all those cooldowns for a while. And the Voidwalker actually dies for Bluckstack here, so that's a really big problem. He does not have a pedo for now, and they're just switching over to him. I mean, the heals are up, but this is so much damage going to him. I mean, 20% extra is a ton, especially when you don't have that extra health. So he'll be going down really fast. He's definitely a great target for this Monk TSG, but, I mean, just look at the Monk. I mean, he's just sitting in the back, casually dispelling waves, like, keeping his team top. Like, he's having no problem right now. I mean, no CC's going up him. He's just dispelling on cooldown, keeping his team alive, throwing out the Ring of Peace, throwing out the Orb, so just doing a great job, taking advantage. he gets
Yeah.
thrown into the Shadow Fury, and maybe a Fear come off of that if they can, but I'm just not seeing any pressure really coming from this WLS. The Monk's just doing what he wants.
Yeah, and there is that Howl's Hair coming out, but will it even actually force anything with it? It looks like he's just going to sit through that. Interesting to note, there's the Hex coming out, so that is good. They are going to force the trigger with that Hex, so well played. Interesting that they are using those Shadow Furies on the Monk, but if he can get the Hex off anyway without it on the DPS, that's perfect, And we do see the Asphyxiate comes in onto Hexer. Hexer going to be gripped out into the middle of the map as well, and he's going to be taking a lot of damage here. Does drop the Windwalk, trying to run back to that pillar. Will get away for now, and I think he's actually going to be fine. Even though does leap back there right over onto Hexer. And we can see, he is rotting down, and he is out of LS of Shunitan. We'll see if they're going to be able to capitalize on that, get any CC off. But, do you even disarmed? He's down to 120k. Maybe you're going to have to see that last stand, the commanding shout come out, or something. The shield wall does go up there, so they are forcing those cooldowns. Can Hexer actually live long enough to give them a chance to get these kills, though, is what the question is. And the Stormbolt does come in on Hexer. Hexer has to get out of there. He's just trying to do his absolute best to survive, but Trilly may go down in the meantime. The dive by the sword comes out, but it's not going to be enough. Trilly Bartome is going to go down. He is going to fall, unfortunately, for his team. And did he have his shield wall? I'm not sure.
I think he used it earlier when Hexer had a Spirit Link, and he used shield wall rallying cry. And just unfortunate, they were actually really close to maybe getting some pressure because the Monk just nibbled as a full fear, and he didn't have Trinket and nibble up for a full minute, but he Trilly just get caught with not gating with his team and does just die. And that's actually something that a lot of people maybe they're not used to, is if your entire team 2 people gateway, it's often just a good idea just to press it before you take damage, because teams are just going to be looking for that 3v1 because your teammates are across the map, especially on a map such big as Tolveron. But that Monk TSG just played, they played the matchup, they played it well, and they got the victory, so definitely, just good job on them for doing that.
Yeah, they played it really well. I mean, definitely a really hard matchup for Trilly and Hexer and Bluckstack. They did the best they could, but that was always going to be an uphill battle, a very uphill battle.
It's definitely the most difficult.
Yeah, so I mean that is the hardest matchup probably for them in this tourney. Maybe they could try to change some things up, or maybe the Shaman could play a different class or something like that. We could see if they could swap some stuff up, maybe if they meet them later in the tourney, but they're not out of it. They're just in lower bracket, and like we said, hardest matchup. So maybe they could kind of beat all the other teams, and maybe they won't even have to fight this team again. Maybe someone else will knock them out, or maybe they can figure something out for next time.
I think they'll definitely have to fight this team again, because this team is in the winter bracket finals. So even if they lose, they'll be facing whatever team wins the most in the lower bracket. So they're gonna have to fight them again, either for the finals or to make it to the finals. So we'll see. Yeah. I think.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I'm wrong then. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today, guys. Thank you all for tuning in, and be sure to check out ProGameX.com. Go on over there, make an account. You can win some free lessons, some free play time with some pro gamers, which is pretty sweet. And they are going to be having functionality for LoL and Dota 2 as well, if you like those games. So help spread the word, and follow them on Twitter at ProGameX.com. But that's about it from me. Any last words here, Yips?
No, some really great games actually came out today. Players playing really well from EU. Some not so known players coming out, and everyone just definitely check out that ProGameX. It's really good that sites like that help the players are coming out. So everyone should definitely if you're getting into a game even want to get into LoL or Dota, or if you're just trying to get into WoW, definitely check that out. Try to play with the pro players to definitely help you out a lot. Take advantage of every opportunity you can get. And that's what all I have to say.
Yep, and we will also be back tomorrow, same time. So it is whatever time zone you're in. We're starting 3 hours before, we started 3 hours ago. That's when we're going to start tomorrow. So 1 p.m. Eastern. I think it's 1900 CET, something like that. 10 a.m. Western, whatever, Pacific rather. So anyway, I'm sure you guys can figure it out. 3 hours ago is when we started. Same time tomorrow. So anyway, that's it for me, and have a great day, guys.
Yeah.